A lot of people on the forums and stuff have been talking about the whole incident between North Korea and South Korea, where there was a simulated military action by South Korea, and that prompted North Korea to fire some shells on some podunk island over in the sea over there. And there's a few things on that. First of all, North Korea didn't start it. South Korea basically tries to piss them off all the time, and North Korea tries to piss South Korea off, and their response to that was pretty ridiculous, but it's expected. Basically, most of the foreign aid that North Korea gets comes from South Korea, especially in rice and stuff. They had some bad harvests, so they're giving South Korea a hard time so that they'll hurry up and send Kim Jong-il some rice. Now, North Korea is hilarious. I mean, anybody who thinks it could be a threat to South Korea, much less the United States, is out of their mind. It's one of the most bankrupt nations in the world. You know, a good portion of their population is severely nutritionally deprived, and if not outright starving. They have an enormous military that is horribly equipped, and they would stand absolutely no chance against South Korea. South Korea has a bankrupt techno-bubble economy, but its sort of mercantilist economy is definitely a hell of a lot better than this sort of weird dynastic Marxism that they've got going on in the North. Now, one of the questions is why they're still separated, and I actually don't have a problem with that. May as well keep them separate. North Korea is a horrible country, but one of the reasons is whenever they reach any talks about reunification or at least a general peace treaty. I mean, the North Korea is still technically at war with the United States. It's just been a 50-something year ceasefire. The United States is basically constantly interposing itself over there. They make all sorts of conditions on reunification talks, such as nuclear disarmament and so forth. And really, when you see North Korea and South Korea having these spats, it's not that North Korea is, some evil monster that's coming to bother South Korea. It's that they're both putting on a show for their native populations and trying to extract diplomatic deals from each other, and also from some of the surrounding countries. China, in particular, has a big interest in North Korea. I've seen some of the crazier neocons and stuff imagine that this is because they've got some sort of unified Marxist scheme, which is ridiculous. China does not particularly like North Korea. It just happens to be right near it, and I think the biggest fear in China is that the North Korean regime is going to collapse and a bunch of refugees are going to come flooding across the border. Overall, I'm not particularly concerned with this incident. I don't care if some soldiers got blown up, and good riddance. But one thing I would like to point out is that the North Korean website, which I will link in the info bar, is hilarious. They've got all sorts of weird, diluted propaganda. I think they may have deleted some of it recently to take out all the references to communism, because they're not officially not communist anymore. But it's great, because if you want to go get a t-shirt from North Korea, you go to a Cafe Press store, which has items labeled Propaganda 1, Propaganda 2. I mean, the country is so unintentionally hilarious. It's just a giant joke. You can go over and check out some of their fan club stuff. And of course, if you want to get a North Korean fan club license, you have to pay in euros. Alright, that's it.